Welcome to Previously On, a podcast series created to help you through some of the most complex yet brilliant television ever made. Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5, Eastwatch. We begin with Bronn pulling Jaime out of the Blackwater, and they both concede that the Lannisters can't defeat Daenerys' dragons. Daenerys addresses the surviving Lannister and Tarly forces, giving them the option to join her or die. Almost all of the men kneel to Daenerys, but Randyll and Dickon Tarly are among those who decline her offer. Tyrion asks Daenerys to consider jailing the men, but she sticks to her word, ordering Drogon to incinerate them. Jaime returns to King's Landing and tells Cersei that with the Dothraki and 3 dragons against them, they can't win the war. He also tells her Olenna confessed to murdering Joffrey right before she died. Cersei resolves to continue fighting. Daenerys has returned to Dragonstone after the battle and is shocked when Drogon allows Jon Snow to touch him. Jorah also arrives on the island and reveals he has been cured of grayscale. At Winterfell, Bran walks into a raven and discovers the location of the Night King's army beyond the wall. He insists that ravens are sent throughout Westeros to spread the news. This warning is met by scepticism from the Maesters. Sam asks them to publicly acknowledge the White Walker threat, but the Archmaester says they need more time to confirm the truth. Back in Dragonstone, Varys tells Tyrion he's concerned by Daenerys' brutality as she's beginning to remind him of the Mad King, and asks Tyrion to try and speak some sense to her. Jon receives Bran's letter and decides to travel beyond the wall to fight the Night King. Daenerys refuses to help, saying it would mean losing the throne to Cersei. Tyrion makes the wise suggestion that they capture a White and bring it to King's Landing to convince Cersei that they've got a common enemy. Jon and Jorah agree it's a good idea and lead a mission beyond the wall. Davos smuggles Tyrion into King's Landing so he can meet Jaime, and he asks his brother to relay his message to Cersei. Meanwhile, Sir Davos finds Gendry working as a blacksmith, and he agrees to join their cause. Jaime tells Cersei that Daenerys has proof that White Walkers are real. Cersei concedes that a ceasefire would at least help them regroup, and then reveals she's pregnant and intends to publicly recognise Jaime as the baby's father. Davos and Gendry meet Jon as he prepares to leave Dragonstone. Gendry introduces himself as Robert Baratheon's bastard and agrees to accompany Jon and Davos to Eastwatch. At the Citadel, Gilly learns that Rhaegar Targaryen had his first marriage annulled and married someone else in a secret ceremony. We already know that this was his marriage to Lyanna Stark and that they're Jon Snow's parents. Sam infuriatingly ignores this revelation and heads to the library where he steals several scrolls and books before leaving Old Town. At Winterfell, the Northern Lords, led by Lyanna Mormont, express their annoyance that Jon is at Dragonstone and suggest that they should have chosen Sansa to lead them. Sansa answers diplomatically, and Arya privately accuses her sister of wanting the throne for herself. Littlefinger lets Arya see him hide a scroll in his chambers. Arya picks the lock and reads the scroll, which is a copy of the letter that Cersei forced Sansa to write to Robb, asking him to swear loyalty to Joffrey. Do you remember? It was Season 1, Episode 8. That feels like ages ago, doesn't it? Jon's party arrives at Eastwatch and they discuss their plan with Tormund. Tormund brings them to the cells where the Hound, Beric Dondarrion and Thoros of Myr are being held. The men each have their separate resentments but agree to join the mission. Davos stays behind as the rest of the men head beyond the wall in search of proof of the White Walkers in the shape of a White. Thanks for listening. Hope it's been helpful. Listen, if you've enjoyed this, I would love it if you subscribed. We've got loads more shows where this came from, and we'd love you to join us for them. If you know someone who needs to get up to speed with Thrones, just send them our way. A 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts from would also be absolutely fantastic. If you've got any feedback, have I pronounced a name wrong? I hope I haven't. Or ideas for a show that we should be covering. We'll almost certainly be doing the big ones, but you never know. There may be others that we've missed. Let us know. I'd love to hear from you over on Twitter. You can find us at Previous Podcast, or just email us hello@previouslyon.co.uk. Previously On is presented by Jamie East and is a Daft Doris production.